Hey, welcome to the lecture about triangles. This is our class. Class, you can just introduce yourselves. There's Aishani, Haley, Micah, Chase, Sophie, and Kavito. All right. Now, today we're going to be learning about triangles, class. So, first, we're going to learn about something called Euclidean geometry. Euclidean geometry says all three angles of a triangle must be greater than 0 and add up to 180 degrees. What does that mean? Well, there can be no angle of a triangle, like that one, that one, or that one, that is equal to 0 degrees. That value just cannot exist on a triangle. Also, all three angles of a triangle will always add up to 180 degrees. And I mean always. So that's super helpful when trying to figure out the sides and the angles and the different measurements of a triangle, which you will undoubtedly have to do. So, the first triangle we're learning about today is an equilateral triangle. Now, an equilateral triangle is called an equilateral triangle because all three sides are equal. These little congruency lines here, 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 and here. All three sides are exactly the same length. As well as all the angles here, here, and here are also the same length. In fact, in this case, there's 60 degrees. In every equilateral triangle, all three corners are 60 degrees, exactly. 100% of the time, because all three sides are the same length and will intersect at the exact same angle. That doesn't matter how big it is, doesn't matter how small it is, there'll always be the same case. So, three of the same sides. Next triangle is an isosceles triangle. Now, an isosceles triangle has two equal sides and two equal angles. So, you ever see a triangle that has two equal sides or two equal angles? These two little congruency lines, or two of the congruency little curves, the vertices here, then it's an isosceles triangle. It doesn't matter if the isosceles triangle is really tall like this. It doesn't matter if it's nice and a little short like that one. Either way, it really works. And sometimes most of the time you'll find that for an isosceles triangle, most of the angles will be acute. But in this case, you can see it also has obtuse angles. So it works either way. So once again, two sides are the same. Finally, we get to a scalene triangle. Scalene triangles can be a little more hard, a little more annoying than the other two triangles because none of the sides are the same. None of the angles are the same. And if you want to find all three sides and angles, it's not exactly intuitive. You actually have to be told two angles and all three sides. From two angles and the knowledge that all three angles add up to 180 degrees, you can figure out what the third angle is. But you can't figure out the length of another side from just two sides. So you need to be told all three sides of the triangle. So scalene triangles are going to be a little more difficult. Notice here that there are these little curves in the corners, but there's one curve here, two curves here, and three curves here, meaning that all three angles are different. And there are no congruency lines on the triangle, which means that none of the sides are the same length. So that is a scalene triangle where none of the sides are the same. So we have a good way to remember it might be 3, 2, none. Three sides of an equilateral triangle are the same, two sides of an isosceles triangle are the same, and no sides of a scalene triangle are the same. Also, that's not working for you. It's alphabetical. E comes before I, which comes before S. 3, 2, none. E, equilateral, I, isosceles, scalene, S. Or finally, you can use easy, intermediate, serious. Equilateral triangles are super easy. If you're told one of the sides, it's the same. That means you know all three of the sides, and you already know all three of the angles. It's a piece of cake. Isosceles, it's like intermediate. If you're told one of the sides, you need to be told two of the sides, and two different sides, and you'll be able to figure out all three sides. If you figure out just one of the angles, you can figure out all three. And the scalene are going to be a little more serious. You need to be told all three sides of a scalene triangle and at least two angles to figure out the values of all six of the values. Thank you. That's been triangles.